All right, so you're all set up and ready to go to host your own ORPS matches, but you're not too sure how to manage things with Practiscore. Hopefully this video can help you out. So you're going to want to download and install Practiscore first, and then the first time you open it, it's going to ask you for permission to access the device's location, and you're going to want to allow this. It's also going to allow or ask to allow Practiscore to access photos and media on your device. You're going to want to allow this as well. The reason for the location is it'll help with syncing the devices with other devices that are on the same Wi-Fi network with that permission enabled. And the reason behind the photos and media isn't so much for photos and media, but more for match files. So if you look up top, you're going to see that the match that we're selected in is my first match, and that's just the default that comes with Practiscore. So we're going to want to change that to the match we want, and the match we want will have come to us in an email. And what you're going to want to remember from this email is this PIN, as well as downloading the file. So I download the file to my device. I've already downloaded it, but we'll just re-download it. And then you're going to want to go back to Practiscore and then go up to the match and select change and then import. And then you're going to have to navigate through your device, likely to find the file. Mine just happens to be right here. I'll open the file by double clicking it, and it pulls it into Practiscore. So you can see I got 6 shooters and 1 squad, but those will be the shooters that were registered at the time that the file was created and sent to me. So what I want to do now is go to import and get match registration. And then that PIN I had is very important. I want to type that in here, and I want to import the registration into the current match I have selected. So I'll download that, and then the device will connect to Practiscore and see that I have 6 new shooters and a shooter who modified his registration. So if you want to see the details on this, you can just click this little chevron here, and that will show you the changes. I'll just apply the changes now, and then if I go back and then back again to the main match page, I'll see I now have 12 shooters and 1 squad. So here you can see some of the shooters are squadded in squad 1, got one in squad 2, and a bunch of these guys never squadded. So you can just click on the name, go and select squad 2, and get out of here, go back, and just squad everybody where you want them. Ideally, you'd want to try to have the same number of shooters in each squad. Just makes things go a little easier. Hopefully everybody finishes at the same time. But now that we got everybody squadded, we can move on to entering scores. So to enter the scores, go to enter scores, and then these are all the stages. So say we're going to start on stage 2, and on this device we're going to keep track of squad 2. So we go in here, take a look at our shooters, and if we want, we can change this list up by sorting and randomizing it, and then we get a different list, or we can just run it as it is. That's that's up to you guys. But you select the shooter and target one. If they get a hit, we click the hit. If they miss, we click the miss. And then we just go through that for the entire course of fire. This one happens to be a time staged. The course of fire will tell you how to record the time. So for example, if it was total time elapsed and it had a 2-minute par time, it would be 120 seconds. So you'd record it like that. If they finished in a minute and a half, it would be 90 seconds. So you just record their time and their hits and misses, and then you go and review. They can review it, and if you needed to change something, if you say you misunderstood how to record the time, you can go back and change it now. And then you can go back to review and approve it, and then you'll see that you got a solid score for this guy here by this green rectangle next to their name, and then you just carry on down the list and fill it all in for every shooter. And once you're done that for all of them, these will all turn green. And then once all the scores are entered, you can go to view results, click view results, and then you want to see your match scores, and then separate them by division, and then it'll categorize everybody by their division and list them by their finish. So if we would have went through and scored everybody, there'd be a whole bunch of numbers in here, and they would have finished accordingly. And then once you have this done, you can hand out your medals and whatnot, and then you can go to post to Practiscore, and then that'll post the all the scores to Practiscore, and then share posted match. You can copy the URL for the match and then share it to your social media platforms and whatnot. And then you can also go and email all results, type in some stuff here, and then Practiscore would send an email out to all the email addresses that your shooters would have put in here when they registered. I changed the names and deleted the emails on all these guys, and but that would be how you'd get your scores up to Practiscore, and you're done your match at this point. Yeah, if there's any questions or anything you'd like me to go over in more detail, I can do that. I am going to make another video on having multiple devices recording the score, and then syncing the devices and getting the scores all back onto a master device. And I'll do that when I have the multiple devices handy. All right, thanks.